Have you ever watched a child discover the world? Not as a map to navigate, but as a playground to explore. Every corner a mystery, every shadow a friend. They approach life with open palms, not clenched fists, as if the universe itself is whispering secrets meant only for them. Think of the way a toddler examines a fallen leaf, turning it over, tracing its veins, holding it up to the light as though it's a stained glass window. Or the way they gasp at fireworks, not just for the explosions of color, but for the way the boom rattles their chest, a symphony of awe. Children don't just see the world, they marry it, merging curiosity with experience, moment by moment. They don't merely walk. They leap over cracks like they're vaulting lava, chase butterflies as if catching one might grant a wish, and pause to marvel at ants marching in a line, tiny soldiers on an epic quest. They don't just eat an apple. They savor its crunch like it's the first bite they've ever taken, let the juice drip down their chin, and grin at the sticky sweetness, unbothered by mess or manners. They don't just dream. They become pirates, astronauts, heroes without a flicker of doubt, their imaginations painting over reality in bold, unapologetic strokes. Yet, as we grow, we trade our explorer's hat for a planner's checklist. We swap unstructured adventures for calendar alerts labeled fun 3 out of 4 p.m. We mute our laughter into polite smiles, our curiosity into practical questions. We learn to measure time in productivity, not presence. The world becomes a series of transactions. What can I gain here? How efficient can I be? We forget that joy isn't a destination, it's the texture of the journey. But what if today we dared to reclaim that untamed curiosity? What if we rewrote the script of adulthood even briefly to include more wonder and fewer warnings? Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and decide to see the sun rise. Not as an alarm clock, but as a canvas painted just for you. You step outside, barefoot, and let the dew-soaked grass prick your feet. You notice how the light spills over the horizon, not in a hurry, but slowly, as if the sky is savoring its own artistry. Later, you hug someone longer, not because you have time, but because you truly mean it, feeling their heartbeats sync with yours, if only for a breath. On your way to work, a rainy day invites you to splash in puddles, not just rush under umbrellas. You kick water into the air, laughing as it arcs like liquid confetti. And for a moment, you're 6 years old again, unashamed of delight. When did you last let wonder interrupt your routine? Not for a photo or a post, but just to let your breath catch at the sight of a spider's web, glinting with dew, a masterwork of silk and patience. When did you last lie on your back in a park, tracing cloud shapes until the sky felt endless? Or close your eyes to let a song's lyrics wash over you, word by word like waves polishing stones? When did you last taste your food slowly, noticing the dance of spices, the warmth of broth, the way chocolate melts into a bittersweet sigh on your tongue? Children have a secret. They don't pursue joy. They let it find them. A dandelion's fluff becomes a wish. A cardboard box transforms into a spaceship. A shared ice cream cone is a masterpiece, its sweetness amplified by sticky fingers and giggles. Their happiness isn't deferred. It's woven into the ordinary. They haven't yet learned to categorize moments as ordinary or extraordinary. To them, all of life is extraordinary. So why do we, as adults, ration our wonder? Why do we save our best selves for vacations, celebrations, or some distant when things calm down? We tuck joy into the margins of our lives, treating it as a reward rather than the birthright of being alive. What if instead we unraveled the threads of later and someday? What if we stopped waiting for permission to be enthralled? Pause right now. Let your shoulders drop. Notice the weight of sunlight on your skin, the whisper of leaves in the wind, the way your coffee steams like a tiny storm. Listen to the hum of your computer, the distant chirp of a bird, the rhythm of your own breath. Be here, exactly here. Not mentally drafting emails, or replaying yesterday's conversation, or fretting over tomorrow's meeting. Just here. Life isn't waiting at the finish line of your goals. It's humming in the quiet spaces between. The warmth of a hand brushed against yours. The unexpected joke that makes you snort laugh. The stillness of a morning where you're just enough. It's in the mundane magic we've trained ourselves to ignore. The way your dog's ears flop when they run, the smell of rain on hot pavement, the sound of a loved one humming off-key in the shower. Consider this, a Japanese art form called kintsugi repairs broken pottery with gold, treating fractures not as flaws, but as part of the object's history. What if we did the same with time? What if we treated each moment, even the messy, cracked ones, as gilded opportunities to be fully alive? Today, let go of should. Wander without GPS. Giggle at nonsense. Collect moments, not milestones. Write a haiku about your coffee. Dance while you fold laundry. Sing in the car with the windows down, even if your voice cracks. Let yourself be a beginner again, clumsy, wide-eyed, thrilled by progress as small as a seedling pushing through soil. And if your mind protests, listing reasons why you can't, I'm too busy. I'll look foolish. What's the point? Ask it this. What's the cost of not embracing the now? Years spent hustling for a future that never quite arrives? A heart that forgets how to marvel? A life that feels like a series of snapshots, never a film? Here's your invitation. For the next week, steal back one moment each day. Sit on your porch and name every sound you hear. Walk a different route and greet strangers like they're old friends. Eat dessert first. Watch a sunset until the last sliver of light vanishes, and then stay a minute longer, breathing in the indigo twilight. The present isn't a place to visit, it's where we live. But we've become ghosts in our own lives, haunting schedules and screens, forgetting how to inhabit the flesh and blood miracle of being here. So let today be the day you come home to yourself, the day you trade someday for this second, the day you relearn the language of wonder, one breath, one heartbeat, one unfiltered laugh at a time. After all, the clock is ticking, but it's not counting down, it's counting up, celebrating every second you choose to truly live.